Hey guys, Fox here with an updated Viamance Bruce deck profile for you guys today. Have not updated the deck for you since we got the set 10 support, so we'll go ahead and get into it. So for the rad line, we're obviously running Diabolos Viamance Bruce himself. So for his main ability, he has an auto on Vanguard Circle at the beginning of the battle phase if all of your units have Diabolos in their card names until the end of your opponent's next turn. You final rush, and if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you final burst. And then final burst is also final rush, just in case your units have the ability of, if something, they get the ability of something if they are in final rush. And then his other ability on the Vanguard Circle is when he attacks, if you are in final burst, you can counterblast 1, choose a column, stand all of your rear guards with Diabolos in their card names, and they get 5k until end of turn. So really nice. And then still running the old ride line. So Richard, all of you already know, but just going over it again. When he's placed on Vanguard Circle, put a rear guard in your soul and draw a card. And then if you're in final rush, it gets 5k. The rear guard circle abilities do come up occasionally because you do call them with the grade 2 that we'll get to in a second. And then Steve, his rear guard ability comes up more often than Richard's. When he is placed on Van, choose a card from your soul, call it to your back row, center, rear, and soul charge 1. And then on rear guard continuous, if you're in final rush, he gets 5k power. And then obviously Matt has the same ability as all the other starters in Overdress. When he is rode upon, if you went second, you draw a card. Then for our other grade 3s, we are running 3 more Bruce. And we are running 1 Gradios Gradiel, because we always want to be persona riding and hitting big numbers. We're an aggressive deck. We want to be finishing the game as early as possible. It's not really a deck that we want to be pushing into the late game or controlling with. And then to round out the grade 2s, we are still running 2 Diablo Striker Greg, the countercharger for the deck, on front row rear guard circle. When you final burst, you can Soul Blast 2, countercharge 1, and this unit gets 5k until end of turn. So he's a good attacker, and he also helps you countercharge because this deck desperately needs that. Almost a lot of the cards in the deck do counterblast, including Bruce himself. So you really do need that countercharge in the deck. And then moving on to the grade 2s. The new unit that we got in set 10 that really helps the deck out a lot, I feel like, is Diablos Heavy Launcher Patrick. He has a continuous rear guard ability. If you're in final burst, he gets 10,000 power. And then on rear guard circle, when he attacks a Vanguard, if you are in final rush, you can Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and move it to Guardian Circle. And then if you're in final burst, you choose 2 cards instead of 1. It's really nice on that first turn of using Bruce's ability. You can go ahead and, you can get rid of their pesky interceptors. You can go ahead and get rid of their back row rear guard boosters that you wouldn't be able to get rid of otherwise. It also helps you when you're pushing for game. When you're in final burst, lets your Eden get through. It's just really helpful, and it's just a nice swinger in and of itself, hitting for 20, or if you do have to restand it, hitting for 30 with Bruce. So really nice addition to the deck, and I've really been loving it so far. And then we are still running 4 Eden, the main attacker of the deck, the tried and true unit of the deck. If you are in final rush on rear guard circle, this unit gets 5k, and then if this unit stood this turn by a card effect, it gets +1 critical. And then auto on rear, when this unit attack hits, you can counterblast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. So you can just another card to get rid of your opponent's pesky rear guards, as well as it helps you finish the games. So you always want to be seeing this card. Just a really good card overall. And then finally, to round out the grade 2s, Still running 4 Jamil. His ability is on Guardian Circle and Rear Guard. If you are in Final Burst, he gets 10,000 power and 5,000 shield. And then when he's placed on Rear Guard, if your Vanguard is Diabolos Viamance Bruce, you can counterblast 1, Soul Charge 1, choose up to 1 grade 3 or less normal unit with Diabolos and its card name from your soul and call it to an open Rear Guard circle. So really good, helps you fill back up your field. He's a good attacker and he's a good unit to intercept with. So after you fill your field with it, just go ahead and intercept with it, and then you can get another unit on your field. It's a really good card for the deck as well. And then moving on to grade 1s, running 4 Stephanie. Was running 3 of this before, and then I just had to bump it up to 4 because I found it's basically beyond Eden. It's basically, I guess I would call it the main win condition of the deck, because a lot of times you just lose the game if you don't have it, because it helps you defensively survive against a lot of the better decks of the format. And if you don't have it behind your Bruce, a lot of times you just lose on their big push turn. So I feel like you do really need to run this card at 4. You can call it from Soul with Jamil if you Soul Charge it. But that's just getting lucky off of Soul Charging it. So I feel like consistency wise, you do need to run it at 4, at least for right now. Its ability is continuous on Rear Guard Circle. If you're in Final Rush, all of your units in the same column as this get 5,000 power until end of turn. So it's really good even behind your Eden or your other Rear Guard Circles, because it makes them harder to attack into. Just really good card. Defensively makes everything easier to guard behind your Viamance. So just really, really important card in the deck. And then we're running 3 Trish. Similar to Stephanie, but not exactly. Continuous ability on Rear Guard or Guardian Circle. If you are in Final Rush, it gets 5,000 power and 5,000 shield. So it's very good in hand as well. Helps you survive. And it's a good booster as well. And then running 2 Mabel. Auto on Rear. When this unit boosts a Vanguard, if you are in Final Rush, you can counterblast 1, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets triple drive until end of turn. Really good for those swing turns when you want to be pushing for game, putting it behind your Viamance. Sometimes they do have the PG that they don't have to pay the cost for, but sometimes people don't even run it, or like I said, they have to have it in their hand. But just having that extra advantage that it accrues for you, even if they do PG the attack, is just really nice. Getting the triggers to add on to Eden or whatever other Rear Guard that you restood with Viamance's effect, it just adds so much pressure. Just a really good card overall. And then finally, to round out the grade 1s, still running 4 Recusal Hate Dragon. You can run 1 of the Order PG. I just have it in another deck right now. Obviously, if you have 1 or less cards in hand, you don't have to pay the cost for the PG. And then moving on to triggers, we are running the Dark States Over Trigger. You can run the new Over Trigger we just got in the Festival collection. I believe, I want to say it's the red one. It's either the red one or the blue one. Really good in the deck. Honestly, a little bit better than the Dark States Over Trigger. Even in the past, a lot of people have decided to opt out and even run the generic Over Trigger over this one, just because the Dark States one isn't the most powerful one. And then running 4 heals. You do want to be running the Diabolos triggers because of Bruce's effect himself. You have to have all Diabolos units on the field for his effect. 4 My. 4 Stem DVA Dragon, because we do not have another Diabolos crit at the time. And I am running the 3 effect draw just because you do need the defensive survivability in the deck. So 3 of the effect draws. And yeah, that's it for the deck profile, guys. Really enjoying the deck. I can't wait for set 12 when we get the newly revealed cards that they showed. I feel like it'll really help the deck as well. So what are you guys thinking of the deck so far? Let me know any deck profiles you want to see from the festival collection. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.